Hey guys, welcome back. It's time for the March TBR. I did not do a February one because I was out of town for a bit of a chunk of the month, and February is such a short month that I just decided not to do a TBR for the month of February. I did, however, read a ton of books. I think I read 13 or 14 books, and part of that was because I was on vacation, so I had some extra time to just like chill and read, and it was lovely. But it's time to get back into the TBR. I did such a bad job in January reading my TBR. We're just scratching that. We're pretending like today's the first month of the year, especially when it comes to the TBR. So I have refreshed some of the books on here. I got like this one I just got from my Afterlight subscription. I added a couple just like fluffy little romance books, and then I also have a stack on this side of me that is like some thrillers and some other books that I've just kind of wanted to read. So we have quite a list to choose from, so we're just gonna jump right into it. Okay, we're getting out the nifty little TBR jar. If you're wondering, my dad made this for me for my birthday. It was very special. All right, first prompt. A book that ends in an odd number. Okay, so for this one, I'm just gonna like look at books that I've been wanting to read. I really wanna read Hopeless. This is the final book in the Chestnut Spring series. Oh my gosh, and it ends on an odd number. Okay, I'm gonna pick out a couple more just to see what my options are. This month, I also really want to prioritize not starting new series until I'm done with some of the series that I'm in the middle of. I feel like I've been accumulating a little bit of like a list of series that I'm currently in the middle of, and it's making me a wee bit anxious. So we're just trying to like dial it back a little, you know? Okay, this is a very fun book. This is called Unraveling Ember, and it's by Yetzir Katsayan. I don't know how you say that, I'm so sorry. But me and two of my friends that went to a romance-only book fair, we all bought this book together, and we're all gonna buddy read it together in March. So I do kind of want to try to get this on my TBR this month. Oh, 511. Would you look at that? I'm gonna pick this one. I'm gonna pick Unraveling Ember just because I really want to make sure to get this on the TBR. And yeah, we're gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with my gut. Okay, next one. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. I realized I didn't even tell you what this book is about. So this is a fantasy book. The back of it, this is what the little excerpt says. Ember's fate has always been Queen of Agatheria. Her entire life has been centered around being as close to perfect as she can be once she takes the throne. And her only plan is to stop the war with their rival kingdom, Clyeria, when she takes the crown. But she has a little secret no one knows about, save one precious soul. She has magical powers that are growing stronger and stronger every day, and they're getting harder to control. River. I'm so sorry if you can hear my dogs barking. There must be someone at my front door. River, Ember's personal royal guard, has only one duty: keep the princess safe and alive. That would be easy enough if she didn't make it so damn hard. Cold, stoic, and strict, River seems to want nothing to do with Ember other than being her silent guard. Or does she just not notice all of his stolen glances? Crown Prince, heiress of Clyeria, has one task: make Ember his future queen. Seductive, charming, and secretive, Heiress turns Ember's world upside down the moment he steps into it. With no one to turn to about her powers, Ember is lost and desperate to find answers about who she is and what she is. Unraveling Ember's story, twisted with lies as she searches for the truth in a world much bigger than she ever knew. A world full of dragons, fairies, and Rythars. I don't know what those are. Love, lust, and lying, and so much more. That sounds really fun. I'm super excited about this. Also, I was just talking about this in one of my reading vlogs, but I love how we're like seeing more books that are printed, like the cover of it is printed just on the hardback here, and we don't actually have a dust jacket. I really like that. I want them to do more of that in 2026. Just like I'm bringing back the high pony in 26, we're bringing that, not back, but we're starting that. Okay, anyways, prompt number 2. You look first. I can't, the suspense is too much. A popular book. Oh, wow, I'm getting some good ones. Okay, so I do feel like this is a popular book, Hopeless by Elsie Silver, but, oh, you know what? This one's also a popular book. Well, this might be like cheating just a smidge, because Role Model by Rachel Reed, I wouldn't say that this book in particular is popular. I mean, it is, but Heated Rivalry is really like the most popular one. But I would say this whole series is popular right now, like very popular. So I'm gonna count this one as an option. Ooh, here's another good one. Conform. This one is I believe this is going to be some sort of a series, but this is the only one out at the moment, so this one counts. And I've seen so many people reading it and raving about it. I'm not starting Lightlark yet. I can't do it. I can't do it yet. I need to finish at least one of the major series before I start that book. I have to, or before I start that series. We Who Will Die. This was like really popular in December, but I haven't heard a lot about it recently. You know what this is making me realize is I feel like I need to do a better job of reading hyped up books when they're actually hyped up, because there's so many books on here that I was like, oh, back then they were really hyped up. Like Wolf King, for example. Wolf King, We Who Will Die. These were really popular like in December of last year. And although that was only like 2 months ago, it still just seems like so long ago for me. Like I've read so many books since I was like super hyped up about those. So I need to do a better job of like actually prioritizing those books when I actually want to read them. Same thing with Fallen City. I actually have an e-arc of that. Well, I had it before it came out, and I didn't even get to reading it. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Direbound is another one that I'm kind of looking at right now, but the second book comes out, I think it's in April, and I kind of want to read it closer to when the second book comes out so that I can just go right into the next book. Wild Dark Shore, this is another good one. This is more of like a thriller, like a contemporary fiction thriller type book. And I actually did read like, I don't even think it was that much, like 50 pages of this last year when I first got it, and then I just didn't pick it up again, and I don't know why. I think I was just not in the mood for it at the moment, or at that time. But I do feel like a lot of people rated this super, super highly, and it was in a lot of people's like wrap-up videos of like books that were really standouting. Books that really stood out to them last year. So I'm gonna count this as a contender as well. And then this is kind of falls into the, everyone was talking about at one point but isn't right now, the Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. This one was super hyped up as well when it first came out, and I actually like prevented myself from buying this, even though it's like a beautiful copy. I prevented myself from buying this because I was like, Amber, you don't need that. I had it on Libby and I could just like suspend the hold whenever I wanted to read it. But lo and behold, I ended up buying it, and I feel like I'm trying to find the balance between like purchasing books that I really, really am interested in and really, really like, and then books that are just on an e-reader, because there's something about a physical book that is very alluring to me. One of them is just like, first of all, that I get to display it in my home, and it's like, for me, it's like how people hang up artwork. Like to me, my books are artwork, and I love displaying them in that way, and I like making them a focal point in my home. So that's one aspect of it. But the other aspect of it is like, do I need to be purchasing all of these books when I have access to them through like my library or Kindle Unlimited, that kind of thing? And I'm almost trying to think of the library. Obviously the library is like a tool for me, but if I'm really interested in purchasing the book, I want to like let myself purchase the book, but I do want to take some time to think about it. Like I don't want to just impulsively buy books anymore. Like I want to really be mindful of the books that I'm bringing into my home, especially now because like I don't have a ton of space in my house right now for more books. Like I've kind of used up the space that I have at the moment, and I am hoping to get some new bookshelves, but I don't have them right now. So there's that. But also, you know, I just want to be mindful of how much I'm bringing into my home. Anyways, that was a tangent, but that was just to say, kind of going off of, you know, trying to read books when like I'm hyped to read them and they're kind of like a hyped book in the moment and I'm really excited about it. I want to let myself buy those books, but also be mindful and let myself just kind of sit on it for, you know, like a week or so before I just go ahead and purchase it. And this one was one of those books. Like I thought about this it was at least a month before I ended up purchasing it. So I feel like this was a really good purchase for me, but I haven't read it. Like, why didn't I read it when I first bought it? I don't know. But I think this is a good list to pick from. We have Role Model, Hopeless, Rose in Chains, Wild Dark Shore, and Conform. So I already have a fantasy on here with Unraveling Ember. Rose in Chains is kind of like, I would say it's like a romantasy. Wild Dark Shore is definitely a different genre, and Conform I would say is more of a dystopian type book. And then Hopeless and Role Model are romance books. We have a cowboy romance and then a hockey romance. So we have a good like list of here. Oh, I don't know which one to pick. Oh my goodness, this is really hard. Okay, I think I'm gonna pick Hopeless. That wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be. I'm gonna pick Hopeless because I am really trying to prioritize finishing series that I'm in the middle of, and this is the last book in this series, so like, come on girl, you can do it, you know? Also, I'm so sorry if the lighting is changing. I'm filming this at like dusk, and yeah, we're just getting a little light show. Okay, next prompt. Wow, I didn't even, we're going with it. I didn't even stir it. Okay, you read. Can you even see that? I don't know. I'm so sorry if you can't. That's really embarrassing by me. I guess editing Amber will figure that out. A book by one of your favorite authors. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, I will say these all sound like really good prompts, and that's because I kind of made them really good prompts. Obviously, I picked the prompts, and I really didn't do any prompts that were going to sabotage me, because last year I had a lot that were sabotaging me and I didn't stick to my TBR. So this time I was like, okay, if I actually want to read the books on this physical TBR, I need to have like prompts that are actually going to make me want to read the books. So, and not like punishments. So yes, if this seems like really too good to be true, it's because it is. It's because I did this to myself, because I love myself. So that's that. Okay, so I could pick Rachel Reed. I mean, well, I could pick Role Model because of Rachel Reed. I have been adoring this entire series. I am obsessed with it. I don't know if I'm actually going to watch the show though. I know that's kind of like a hot take, but like I don't want to ruin the book series for myself. Like I love this book series so much. When I look back on this time of my life, I feel like I'm gonna remember reading this book series. I know that might sound dramatic, but like I just love it, and I just don't know if I want to ruin it. Not that the TV series is going to ruin it, because I've heard nothing but positive things about it, but I just don't want it to affect my love for the series, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's true with a lot of books that get into like an adaptation of a movie or something like that. So anyways, this is one of them. You know what? I feel like on this TBR, because a lot of these are like books that I've gotten in subscription boxes and stuff like that, I actually don't think I've read from a ton of these artists or a lot of these authors. The other one that I could have picked for this is Elsie Silver. Is this the only one oh, the other one. Okay, wait. I knew I had another one. The Wrath of the Fallen by Amber V. Nicole. This is the 4th book in the Gods and Monsters series. I'm currently in the middle of reading the 3rd book, and this is one of those series that I was kind of mentioning that I want to finish up before starting a new one. There's supposed to be, I think, 7 or 8 books in this series total, but this is the last one that's currently out, so then I would be up to date with the series. So I could pick this one, and I could also pick Role Model. Ooh. I think I'm going to pick The Wrath of the Fallen, mostly because I'm just like really motivated right now to get this up to date, and I'm also just really enjoying reading the series. I love this series, and I feel like it's underhyped. I think it gets a lot of attention. However, I still feel like it's underhyped. I think if you are a fan of Sarah J. Maas, you will love this series. Specifically, if you really liked Crescent City. I know some people don't love urban fantasies, but personally, I think I actually like urban fantasy better than old fantasy. What's the opposite of urban? Rural? No. I think I personally like it better just because it seems more realistic to me. Obviously, because it is, because like they have cell phones or like, you know, however, you know, urban they are. But I just really like it, and I feel like my brain follows it a little bit better than when I'm reading something like Throne of Glass or even like Blood and Ash. Like my brain, I think, sometimes struggles with like the world building of that, whereas like with urban fantasies, I think I get it more. Like it seems more almost like realistic to me, you know, like Avatar, how Avatar is more, you know, modern, if you will, but it still like has old ancient kind of ties to it. I think I get along with that better. So I actually personally like this series better than Throne of Glass, which I know is a really extreme hot take, But if I had to like rank this in my Sarah J Maas universe, I would rank this below Crescent City or on par with it. Honestly, I really like this series. So it would be ACOTAR, Crescent City / Gods and Monsters, and then Throne of Glass. Yeah, I love it. What can I say? This is going to be our third book that we're picking for the TBR. I also love the floppy paperback of that. Like, it is extremely satisfying to read. Extremely. I can't believe this is already the fourth. I normally do 6, but I might have to do another one just because I'm having so much fun and I don't want to leave yet. All right. Can you read it? A book over 500 pages. Nice! Wow. This is... Okay. Just so you guys know, these two are already over 500 pages. So we're going to be doing a lot of reading. Yep. Yes, we are. Okay. Let me just pick out some of the books that I'm interested in. I really have been wanting to read The Only One Left by Riley Sager, but I doubt this is 500 pages. Yep, no, not even close. Girl. Oh, you know what? This one, I'm trying to like kind of switch up the genre because I already have 2 fantasies on there. So this one I got in... Whoa! Oh my god, are you okay? No. Okay, you're fine. It's okay. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Okay, what was I saying? This one I got in my Art of Arc subscription box. This is called Buffalo Hunter, and it's like I think it takes place in the 19 something or other. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's a dual timeline. Yes. It's a dual timeline about a historical novel that's set in Montana, and it follows an Indian tribe. No, it follows an Indian named Good Stab as he haunts the fields of the Blackfeet Nation looking for justice. So there's a diary that was written in 1912 by a pastor, and it's discovered in 2012. So we have those dual timelines. But this one sounds very... Oh, darn. It's not over 500. I'm just going to stop talking right now because it's not over 500. But that one does sound very interesting. Oh my... I'm almost wondering if I want to read The Raven Scholar because I have been wanting to read that one quite a lot. And I'm also really in the mood for an academic setting. I love an academic setting. I just love it. I just love it so much. Anything that like takes place in a school or like an academy, count me in. I am there. I will sign up to be in the academy because I was that person that loved school though. Like, I feel like if you kind of like loved school, you know, and had a positive experience with it, you know, maybe you're a little bit more inclined towards academic settings. That could be completely wrong, but that's why I feel like I personally like it, because I like being back in that setting that's like academic, you know. But The Raven Scholar is definitely over 500. Yeah. Is this the only one though? Well, I know it's not the only one, but I don't think any of these ones are. Fallen City is definitely not. For Whom the Bells Toll. Oh, that one is. But I think I would prefer to read The Raven Scholar, but I'll put it on the list. The Wolf King is not. But now I'm curious to see what Fallen City is. No, it's like 400. This is a Fairy Loot edition of Fallen City. I got off of Pango. Ugh, I love it so much. I cannot wait to get on that Fairy Loot thing. And honestly, it's been, what has it been, 5 months? Because I went on it in October, the wait list. Ooh, what's Silver Elite? We're losing daylight. Ooh, it's just barely over 500. Barely. I fear I'm going to start not putting books back on the TBR cart because I'm getting annoyed having to put them back. So if it's starting to look a little sparse, that's why. To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah A. Parker. This is the author of When the Moon Hatched right there, which is also my TBR. That book frankly scares me right now, and I'm not going to read it until I've finished other series. Probably like Blood and Ash. I need to finish Blood and Ash before I can even attempt to do that because I need to basically study this book like a student if I'm gonna even pretend to understand what's going on, at least from what I've heard. So, oh, this one might not be over 500. Oh, again, just barely, literally like 2 pages over. The sequel to this book does come out this year, so I am a little bit intrigued. This one is a reimagining of Rapunzel, which is definitely different than what I have on the TBR right now. I'm saving The Will of the Many because I want to read The Strength of the Few when it comes out on paperback, so I'm trying to wait until that one comes out on paperback. Not that I won't read this one before, but I just want to get a little bit closer. And then Quicksilver is definitely on my list, but I keep saying I want to wait until I finish other series. I think the main thing is I want to finish the Blood and Ash and Flesh and Fire series because those I still have, I'm only about halfway through my reading with those two. So I just feel like I want to get farther because those books get really chunky, like really chunky. So if it's like a smaller duology or something like that, I feel fine with it. But like a bigger, more intense like world building situation, I feel like I'm gonna need, I need to finish that before I do that. But I could get down with Tibbly or Crystal Bloom. I could also get down with Silverleaf. For whatever reason, I'm not really going for the Whom the Bell Tolls. I kind of forgot what this one's even about, to be honest. Oh yeah, it's about hell. It does sound very interesting. Like, it sounds like a different type of fantasy book. So my enjoyment for it has been a little bit reinvigorated, I will say, just reading the little synopsis again. But I think we're gonna go with The Raven Scholar because 1, I want to, and 2, who was I watching? I was literally just watching someone else. I was watching someone else's March TBR. I've been binge watching them today, and someone else had The Raven Scholar on their TBR for March. So I'm gonna buddy read it with them, but they're not gonna know that we're buddy reading it together unless they end up watching this video. So you won't even know because I forgot who it was. Okay, I need to get a non-fantasy type book on here. Like I'm in the mood for like a thriller. Like I want to be scared. I want to be scared at night, reading in my bed, shivering under my sheets because I feel like something's gonna come after me. You know, I'm like in the mood for that. I've really been missing fall lately. I am a fall girly. Okay, my birthday is in October 26th to be exact, if you cared. I'm like a pre-Halloween baby. Like I'm like a wannabe Halloween baby. And I love Halloween. It's my second favorite holiday apart from Christmas, although it just misses the top by like a teensy amount, and only because I wish Halloween was more of a spectacle like Christmas, because that's how I feel about Halloween. Anyways, I've just been really craving like the fall vibes. Like I've been craving like, you know, cozy flannels and that feeling of like crispiness in the air and reading fall books about witches and stuff like that. I've just really been missing fall. I never read If It Makes You Happy last fall, and I was at Barnes & Noble today and I almost bought it. And I kind of regret not buying it, to be honest. But I really want to read that because I didn't get to it last fall. I was just in my fantasy era last fall, and I really didn't pick up anything besides fantasy books for like 3 months straight. So, okay, back to business, Amber. A book you bought because of the cover. Okay, well, I do that very frequently. So this is gonna be no problem at all. Oh, I know what I'm gonna pick. Just stop talking. Okay, this is I did buy To Bleed a Crystal Bloom because of the cover. However, I 100% bought this book because of the cover. This is Fallen City by Adrienne Young. I had, like I said before, I had a advanced reader copy of this that I got from NetGalley, and I ended up reading like 12% of the book, and then I just couldn't really get into it at that moment in time, so I decided to like just pause and return to it. But then I was like, I want this book because I love, first of all, I love fantasy, but also I kept seeing the Fairy Loot editions of this book and I didn't really like the normal version all that much. So I sought out this book on Pango and I contemplated buying it for like 2 months. And then I saw it for like a decent price. I think I got this for like $35 or something. So I decided to snag it at that time, and I 100% bought it because of the cover. Like I already had the book for free, but I still decided to get it because of the cover. So this was 100% bought because of the cover. In the great walled city of Izara, political turmoil ignites a rebellion 100 years in the making. But when a legionnaire falls in love with a magistrate's daughter, their love will threaten the fate of the city and the will of the gods. Oh, I do kind of remember a little bit about at least the beginning. There's basically like this, I don't know if she's like a princess or something, but she's like royalty. And she is on one side of the war, and then there's this warrior who's on the other side of the war, but they are in love, and you find that out like really early in the book. So yeah, it's kind of like forbidden love. It's like a forbidden love story. So this one is 100% gonna be our 5th book for the TBR. Also, I feel like I need to turn a light on. Okay, 3rd lighting switch of the video. Number 6. I need to get a non-fantasy on here. I really want to get my pants scared. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh. A book over 400 pages. Oh my gosh. Girl. Okay, 400 is not that bad, honestly. But this does give me a lot of leeway. Okay, these are the 2 I'm thinking of. The Only One Left and Buffalo Hunter. Let's see what the only one left is. Oh no! It's not. Oh! 382. Darn. Okay, I think it's gonna be, yep, we're gonna go with Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. Boom. This is gonna be our next one. It is 435 pages. So that'll be good. This is making me think for next month, I want to try to add a couple more thrillers onto here because I'm kind of in a thriller mood. I'm still definitely going to read thrillers this month. This is, my TBR cart is basically just like half of the books that I read in a month anyways. So I still have a lot of leeway with what I read in a month. But yeah, I'm really in the mood for like some thrillers like I was saying before. This I wouldn't necessarily say is a thriller, but it seems more of like a gothic historical fiction. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the gothic historical fiction. So Aardvark Books, if you're not familiar with that subscription service, it is like relatively new. At least I think it's relatively new from what I remember. I think I joined it like a month after they started it. The Aardvark is kind of a little bit more like Book of the Month, where they have a variety of different genres, but I feel like they find the really unique books that are going to be a big hit. Like they find such interesting books, like they always have like a gothic horror, they always have an LGBTQA+, they have like a section that has with cats or with dogs, they always have a fantasy, they always have a romance, like they just have a really big variety of books. And I think they come out with, I think it's like 5 or 7. It's like between 5 and 7 a month, something like that, so that you can pick from. And then you can add on 2 more books for like $10 or something. So if you're an avid reader, these book subscription boxes are a great value for hardcovers, because with both Book of the Month and Aardvark, you can get them for like $10 to $12, which that's hard to do. That's hard to find a hardcover for $10 to $12. So if you are a hardcover lover, I'm a hardcover lover / large floppy paperbacks. I don't particularly like little paperbacks like that. They're just not my thing. I like a big fat paperback. If you're not super like selective about the books that you are bringing into your home or that you like to purchase, then I feel like these book subscription boxes are so great. Like I've just really loved them because it's forced me to read books that I wouldn't have necessarily picked out for myself. Like this one. I would not have really picked this out for myself, but I was very intrigued when I found it, but I probably wouldn't have even like picked this book up at Barnes & Noble if I was just walking past it. But because I read the synopsis on Aardvark and I saw it, it made me interested to read it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So anyways, tangent. I am going to pick one more. I'm going to pick one more because one, I'm just having so much fun. I can't imagine stopping right now. And 2, I really want to prioritize my physical TBR this month. So we're gonna pick another one. Okay, let's see. A book in a series. Okay, I think I already know which one I'm gonna pick. And that is Role Model by Rachel Reed. I've been attempting to get this back on the TBR if you haven't noticed. But this one I was going to read this month anyways, so this just sounds like a perfect fit. Now I can check this off 2 lists instead of just 1 because it's continuing a book I'm in the middle of, or a series I'm in the middle of, plus it's a TBR. So it's like 2 for 1, you know? It's like, it's just so satisfying. Okay, boom. That's the TBR. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna read every single book on here this month. I have not successfully completed a TBR ever in my entire life. One, because last year we already said I picked TBRs that I picked prompts that just like sabotaged me and made me not want to read any of the books that were on my TBR. And then January, I just didn't. I have no excuses. I just didn't do it. And then February I didn't even have one. So March, this is the month. We're gonna be besties, guys. We're gonna crunch this out. Should I give myself like a prize? Like if I get through this TBR, like I can spend $50 at Barnes & Noble, or like I can buy like 2 books at Barnes & Noble. But no, don't do that because that defeats the purpose of the TBR and getting through them. No, we're gonna stick with the satisfaction that I have already bought these books and I'm reading them and I'm checking off things, and like look how clear the TBR cart looks because we have so many fat books in here. Anyways, we're gonna rapid fire the books that are on my TBR for March. So for my first prompt, I picked a book that ends in an odd number, and I chose Unraveling Ember by Yetzira Katsion. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that. My next prompt was a popular book, and for that one I picked Hopeless by Elsie Silver. My next prompt was a book by one of your favorite authors, and for this one I picked The Wrath of the Fallen by Amber V. Nicole. The next prompt was a book that's over 500 pages, and for this one I picked The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. Next prompt was a book that you bought purely for the cover, and for this one I picked Fallen Stars by Adrienne Young. Next prompt was a book that's over 400 pages, and for this one I picked The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones. And for my final prompt, I picked a book in a series, and for this one I picked Role Model by Rachel Reed. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really want to know what you guys are reading for your month of March TBR, or if you guys picked a TBR, or if you're just like kind of visualizing a couple books that you want to read this month. Just let me know. Please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to chat with you guys. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!